Welcome back to Pre-Algebra Chapter 10, Section 1 in this book. And we're talking about triangles. Oop, more fun with sound effects. So this chapter, this section is a little advanced, but in some ways it's a review of concepts you know or an application of those concepts. So I figured it wouldn't hurt us to learn it. Y'all are smart, we can do this. Okay, so a triangle is a shape with three sides. You probably learned that when you were 3. And we also know, last time we learned the Pythagorean theorem, that if you square the two short sides of a triangle, it equals the third long side of a triangle, the hypotenuse squared. So a squared plus b squared is c squared, the Pythagorean theorem. And we also learned last time that if you add up the angles of a triangle, you get 180. So angle A, B, and C is 180. And another formula you might have learned about triangles somewhere in the past is the area of the triangle, meaning like if we wanted to cover all of this triangle in shag carpet, then how much shag carpet would we need to buy to cover that triangle in shag carpet? And the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times the height. So the base is what it sits on, the height is how tall it is, and we'll talk more about that when we get to area. So here's an example problem of the kind of problem we can do with that knowledge. They tell us we have a triangle and that 2 of its angles are the same and they're unknown, they're x. But the third angle, we know what it is, it's 64. It's not the same as those, because remember when they're all the same, they equal 60. We talked about that last time. So we can apply this idea that if you add up the angles of the triangle, you get 180 by doing x plus 64 is 180. Now what do? We sing and dance. Gather up your terms, stowing away the time. 2 on each side. It's very important you get it right. Not really. All right. So we're going to gather these together. There's an understood 1 here. So it's 1x plus 1x is 2x. And then we bring down what we didn't mess with, the 64 and the equals and the 180 and the plus. Now we ask our question. What's our question? Why is x not alone? Well, it's being multiplied by 2 and it has a plus 64. We start with what's further away and move to what's closer, so we're going to get rid of the 64 first by doing the opposite. What's the opposite of plus 64? Minus 64. What we do to one side, we do to the other. What happens to these? They cancel out. So now 180 minus 64 is 216. We bring down what we didn't mess with, the 2x and the equals, and we ask our question again. Why is x not alone? It's being multiplied by 2. So what's the opposite? Divide by 2. What you do to one side, you do to the other. These cancel out. 216 divided by 2 is 58. Now, the last thing they said is, what kind of triangle is it? Well, if you notice, each angle, 58, 58, and 60 are less than 90. So what is it? It's an acute triangle. Aw, isn't it cute? Look at that little triangle, it's so cute. Okay, so here I have a scalene triangle with 3 sides that are not equal. One is x, one is 2x, and one is 20. And we're told the perimeter is 65. And how you get perimeter is you add up the 3 sides. So I can sing a song. What song am I going to sing? Substitute. And I'm going to substitute in 65 for perimeter, one side for A, another side for B, and the third side for C. Now what do I sing? Gathering up my terms, stowing away the time. Okay? I'm such a good singer. I know. Alright, so I put my understood 1 here. 1x plus 2x is 3x. Now I'm ready to ask my question. What's my question? Why is x not alone? And it's because it's multiplied by 3 and a plus 20. Which one are we getting rid of first? The plus 20, because it's further away from x. What's the opposite of plus 20? Minus 20. What I do to one side, I do to the other. What happens to these 20s? They cancel out. Whoop! It's more fun with sound effects. So 65 minus 20 is 45. bring down what I didn't mess with that equals the 3 and the x, and I ask my question again. What's my question? Why is x not alone? It's because it's multiplied by 3, so I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to divide by 3. What I do to one side, that's a 3. I do to the other, these cancel out. 45 divided by 3 is 15. Now, this really is Algebra 1 geometry level problems. But you've been doing so good, I thought you could handle it, and you could see that, that you could do a little bit fancier of a problem. Come back next time when we're going to talk about polygons, that's fun to say, and quadrilaterals. Math is great. Come back.